Hello, welcome to our lesson. Today our lesson is going to be about would you munch a plant? So I thought we'd go into the garden and take a look at some plants. Got some herbs and tomatoes. See that nice red tomato? Got some beans. I don't see any beans growing right now. Oh, there's one. See that bean growing? Green. Got some bell peppers. Some squash. Some little ones right down here growing. These are all different types of vegetables that we eat. Lettuce, beets, and carrots, celery. I think there's celery in there. So our question is, would we eat a flower? So here's a yellow flower. Do we eat that flower? Yes, because that flower turns into this green tomato, which then turns into our red tomato. Remember our red tomato? So yes, we do eat flowers. There's another flower that we eat. Here's the flower of the zucchini, or what we call summer squash. It starts growing into the squash and we eat it. So we do eat a flower. How about leaves? Do we eat leaves? Yes. There's the lettuce that we eat. There's some more lettuce. There's some sage, lots of spices that we spice our food with, our leaves. Basil and parsley and thyme. So yes, we eat leaves. How about roots? Do we eat roots? Guess what? Yes. There's beets that are growing, and we'll eat that root. Under the ground is the root. And let's see, where's another one? I thought I saw. Oh, carrots, yeah. Carrots are growing here. We'll eat that root. We don't see it because it's under the ground. And let's see, there's one more. Do we eat the stalk? The stalk, this plant. Well, not of that plant, but we do of celery. Celery isn't coming up yet. We do eat the stalk. We eat all different parts of the plant. There's some corn. We're going to eat that flower. There's some zucchini. We're going to eat that flower. Well, I hope you like to walk through the garden. And let me ask you, would you munch a plant for lunch? I would. So, would you munch a plant for lunch? I hope you would. They're healthy and they're good for us. So today's lesson is our Scholastic Let's Find Out magazine. And we've got this big old giraffe and he's eating a leaf from a tree. And the question that our magazine asks us is, would you munch a plant for lunch? Well, I hope you liked seeing my garden and all the wonderful things that we could have for lunch, and that you would say yes, that you would munch a plant for lunch. Animals think plant parts are yummy. What part of the plant is the giraffe eating? Is he eating the leaf, the stem, the flower, or the root? Yeah, he's eating a leaf. See it there in his mouth? Let's open up. Got our magazine here. Munch, munch, plant parts for lunch. Munch, munch, plant part for lunch. This panda eats a stem. Pandas like to eat bamboo. It says bamboo stem. Munch, munch, plant parts for lunch. This donkey eats a root. Can you tell what the donkey's eating? You see it? It's something orange, and we said it's a root. It grows underground. We saw it in the garden. I'll show you it out of the garden. What's that donkey eating? Is he eating bamboo shoots or flowers? No, he's eating carrots. Munch, munch, plant parts for lunch. This koala eats a leaf. And koalas like to eat eucalyptus leaves. And if you remember, we saw some koalas in one of our other lessons when we were talking about animals, and we went to the zoo in Australia. They showed us some koalas there, and I showed you my video being with koalas. I love koalas, one of my favorite animals. But yes, a koala eats plant parts. He eats the leaf. We don't eat eucalyptus, but we do eat carrots like the donkey, and we do eat bamboo. We can eat a part of it. It's kind of the inside of the stem, I believe. Not 100% part. Not sure what part of bamboo we do eat, but we do eat bamboo. We can eat bamboo. Well, munch, munch, plants parts for lunch. This rabbit eats a flower. He's eating dandelion flower. Maybe you've gone, maybe you've gone and you have picked dandelion leaves at the right time. Oh, I'm not showing you that picture very well, am I? There we go. You can eat dandelion flowers if they're picked at the right time. And some people make dandelion wine. I guess for us that are over 21, you might like that. Well, let me share with you our video off of Scholastic. Okay.
Parts of a plant. These are roots. This is a stem. And these are leaves. On their own, these plant parts don't do very much, but each part has a job. And together they make a growing, thriving, incredible plant. Roots grow underground. One of their main jobs is to keep the plant in the ground. Because of their roots, you don't see plants blowing away in the wind. Roots also absorb or suck up water and nutrients from the soil. Plants need water and nutrients to live. Some roots are tasty. The part of the carrot plant that we eat is the root. Above the roots is the stem. The stem carries water up from the roots to the rest of the plant. The stem has another important job. It holds the plant's branches, flowers, and leaves out in the sun. Plants need sunlight to live. The leaf's job is to soak up sunlight. Leaves take energy from that sunlight and change it into food for the whole plant. Good job, leaves. So, what are the parts of this plant? Let's name them. What are these? They are roots. What about this part? It is the stem. And these? These are leaves. Some plants have flowers too. Next time you see a plant, try to name the parts.
All right. So what was that video about? Was that video about telling us and us learning about parts of a plant or parts of our body? You're right, parts of a plant. So let's take a look. Let's review those parts of the plant in our magazine. We have our word bank over here: stem, leaf, flower, roots. We talked about something that grows down into the ground and it helps hold the plant in place so it doesn't blow away in the big wind. We saw the pictures of the water in the wind beating against that tree. What was that? We said we eat it. And I showed you what we ate. Was that the stem, leaf, flower, or root? Yeah, it was the root. So on your paper, you write root, R-O-O-T, root, right there in an orange box. Right, let's go on. We'll go up our plant. Our next box is pink. So we've used the word stem. We can, pardon me, I just gave you a clue. We've used root, so we can mark that off of our word bank. So if you want to just take a pen or your crayon, whatever you're using to write with, and mark off root from our word bank. Remember, when we have our word bank, we can start off with a word that we know right away and use that one first. So then we have less words to pick from, and that kind of helps us. Our word bank helps us, and that's a good tool to have when we're trying to remember our words and what parts are. So yes, that big part that holds the plant up, it holds the leaves, and it comes from the root, and it starts with st, st. Is that stem, leaf, or flower? Yeah, the stem. I gave you a hint. I said the word earlier too. So you're going to write in S-T-E-M right in your pink box. All right, let's go back to our word bank. So now we've used root and we've used stem. We can cross off stem now, the top word, the pink word. Oh, hey, I think I even have another hint that helps us in this paper. My box was orange that I wrote the word root in, and my word was orange. And my box was pink, and the word was pink also. So I wonder, in my blue box, will I use my blue word? Let's take a look. It's something that grows off of the stem. They're usually green. They help soak up the sun and give the plant nutrients. I don't think he talked about that in our video, but that is something that this part of the plant does. And a while ago in one of our other lessons, we talked about a plant, that had a heart-shaped one of these. It was our violet. Do you remember what that was? Was it the leaf or the flower? Because that's what we've got left in our word bank now. Yeah, you're right. It's the blue word with the blue box, and it's pointing to the leaf. L-E-A-F, leaf. Good job. So let's cross off leaf. Our word bank's got one word left, a purple word, and we've got one purple box to fill in. And it's pointing to what's at the very top of our stem, above all our leaves. And to me, and maybe to you too, it's the most beautiful part of the plant. In this plant, it's big and it's yellow, and it has seeds in it. I don't know if you can see those, but this type of plant is a sunflower. So yeah, our last word is flower. Flower, flower. All right. Parts of a sunflower. We did it. Write the labels to show each part of the plant. Use the words from the word bank, and that's exactly what we just did. Good job. All right, let's take a look. On the back, we've got some math. I know I've got some friends that love math and love numbers. We have a graph. So remember, we read our graph across and down, okay? So let's read our directions. Graph the garden. Count the vegetables growing in the garden. Color the graph to show how many there are of each. All right, so the top thing on our graph is lettuce. So we're going to count the lettuce in the picture. All right, count with me. You want to make sure that you're doing hand over hand, or you're really getting a nice visual to help with the counting. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 heads of lettuce growing in this garden. We come down to our graph. Our first box says leaf in our first column, and we're going to read across our row to find the number 3. There's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I circled it. They've asked us to color it. Guess what? I forgot my crayon. Hang on. Wait a second. Don't go away. Let me get my crayon. No laughing at me. No laughing. I know some of you are probably laughing at me. I know you guys. All right. So let's color. I make nice hand over hand. Remember some of our friends. Let's not pull away. We're working on that. Some of us have as that goal. All right, we're going to color 1, 2, 3. 3 heads of lettuce are in our garden. All right, let's read our next part down. Come back to our first column. Carrots. We need to count those carrots. Hey, guess what? I got some carrots here too. Remember? Well, the carrots, they said, were a root, so they're going to go down into the ground. So we need to look down in the ground of our garden picture. We've got 1, 2, 3. 3 carrots. All right, so let's come to our graph. Here's our graph. We've got carrots in our first column. We're going to read across. 1, 2, 3. Oh, thank you. All right, so we're going to color again. We ready to color? I've got my crayon this time. Here we go. We're going to color our row across. We find our column with carrots. We've got 1, 2, 3. Colored our row for our carrots. All right, we go back to our first column and we read down it. We've done lettuce, we've done carrots. Now we need to do tomatoes. How many tomatoes are in our garden? The tomato is those ones that we saw growing in Miss Dana's sister's garden from the start of our lesson. And they're a flower. And they were the ones that had the little yellow flowers that grew into green tomatoes, and then they got ripe into red. So we're looking up where the flowers would be on the top of our plants. And here they are, growing right in our garden picture. They're red. So we're going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 tomatoes. So let's go down to our graph. Read in our first column, down to tomato. We're going to go across our row, coloring 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me. All right, and can you count our radishes? And our radishes, we've got 1, 2. They're roots. And the roots are down under the ground, right? So we're going to color our radishes. Here's our garden graph. We go down our graph and we find radishes. 1, 2 across our column. We're going to color across our column. All right. So let's go back and read our graph here. We've got lettuce. We read across, we had 1, 2, 3, 3 lettuces. Yep. Then we had carrots. We read our graph across, 1, 2, 3. And tomatoes, 1, 2, 3, 4. And go down to radishes, 1, 2, 2 radishes. What do we have the most of? Tomatoes or lettuce? Yeah, we can read our graph. We had 4 tomatoes. 4 is more than 3 lettuce heads. Okay. What did we have the least of? Carrots or radishes? Well, let's see, we had 3 carrots and 2 radishes. We had 4 tomatoes. So, and 3 heads of lettuce. So our smallest number, our least, was radishes. The least was 2 radishes. Nice job. So we talked about eating plants. We talked about eating the roots like carrots. We talked about eating the leaves like lettuce. We talked about eating the stem like celery. And we talked about eating the flower like our broccoli. So would you munch a plant for lunch? I would. I hope you would. Good job, guys. Was our lesson today about eating plant parts, eating horses, or eating dogs? Eating plant parts. I know all of those answers might have sounded silly, but the correct one is plant parts. Good job.